First question on all of our minds, Nicksy, is there's been a bit of screaming next door. Do you
That's pretty normal. That was actually pretty low key compared to. That means they're up and about. It's always a good sign when they want to do more. They've got more energy. So we've got the training right this week.
How's Rankin looking, and will he play on the weekend?
Today was great. Today was progress. There's still more to go. I know I say that to you every week, but we've got another session still to get through, but he's progressing really well. And so we'll see.
Are you surprised with how fast he did kind of progress? Because it was a 3 to 4 week injury list, and he's kind of come back in about 2 weeks.
He's a good healer, I think. But he's done a hell of a lot of work as well. He's been a real professional around it, so we were really pleased, to be able to be in the position we're in. And he moved really well today. Obviously, I was watching him closely. You guys would have been doing the same, but moved really well today. I know there'll be a decision we make later in the week.
How big of an in will he be if you guys get to Brisbane? If he does?
Well, he's very important to our group. But in saying that, I think you show respect for the guys that have played the last couple of weeks and performed really well. And, we've had 2 really strong wins. But Isaac, no doubt, comes back into our side. I've mentioned to him he's in our best 18. I said that to Darren Burgess. Burjo might have corrected me and said he's in our best 5. And he's a very, very good player and impacts games. So, but we want to make sure that we make the right decision around that, because it's not just about this week. It's about the next 3 weeks and hopefully beyond.
Michael Anning was just out for 1 week when you rested him. What about Adelaide?
Yeah, similar. That rejuvenation, being able to get the best out of the individual. We know they're great players. Max has come in as a first-year player and played well above the level most were expecting. I guess as time goes on and you're not used to a full 23-round season, it can become a bit of a grind, and so giving him a week, we felt worked really well. We've done the same with Pedler, so there's a big chance he comes back in this week.
Saw Tex also coming off a bit early. Is he feeling okay?
It's pretty normal for the Texan. There's a bit of self-management there, but also there's an understanding of he gets done what he needs to get done. There's a little bit of soreness, right around the whole, league at the moment. When you're 30 plus, I think there's the need to manage yourself, and we sit down with him and talk regularly around what he needs to do. Today was by the last couple of drills, we were having a really good hit out. We didn't really need to see Tex out in amongst that.
Is there a chance he'll get managed this week, or is it just work that out later in the week and see how?
That's not the plan at the moment. No. We'll hopefully work our way through these next 3 with Tex available. That's our plan. Things can change though. Yeah.
Jones obviously out with that injury. Are we expecting to see Sloaney kind of start on the wing this week?
Yeah, it leaves us a little bit of a hole. Unfortunately, we've had no luck this latter part of the season. I guess halfway through we're thinking, well, we're in a great position. We hadn't had many injuries, but then, some contact injuries are ones you can't avoid, and Chase was one of those. So it was really disappointing for Chase, because he's had a huge impact for us this year. But that does create a little bit of a void there. He's been doing a great job through the midfield on the wing, but we've got guys, as we've shown all year, ready to step up. Sloaney's definitely one of those. So we'll have a look at that and just make a decision around, there's Cook's playing great footy at a lower level, Scholes playing now at SANFL level, and we know both of those guys can play at AFL level, so we'll make a decision around that this afternoon.
Why are Brisbane so hard to beat at home?
Well, if we knew that one, we'd hopefully get the job done this weekend. They're a very, very good side. They, when you play at your home venue, there's a number of advantages. Going 24 hours prior to a game, you're in your home state. It's a familiar environment. You've got the support of the crowd. But the main reason they win at home is they're a very good side.
Nothing to do with the climate or anything like that. It's just the team.
Well, we'll be challenged this weekend. I believe it's going to be quite warm compared to what we're experiencing here. So that's another challenge. We'd love to have 24, 25 degrees here, but we're not getting it at the moment. But we'll go across and prepare for that, and that'll be part of our selection to make sure we've got a group that we feel can run the game out.
Strange environment with the Matildas in the same city, same time.
Well, hopefully that takes away from the crowd a little bit, because if I could, I'd be watching the Matildas as well.
Round 11 seems a long time ago, but against Brisbane last time. What did you do right in that game? I mean, they had a lot of stats going their way and they kicked a bit inaccurately, but Yeah. And how much do you look back on that game this week?
Yeah, we go back and definitely have a look at what we did well. There were a few things we didn't get right that game as well, where they dominated us a bit, especially early in the game. We played it in our back half, but we held on. We were really grinding through that game. We did well to hold on when we had to, and then we finished our work off, which was something we didn't do on the weekend. So we know that can be a little bit up and down, but we're going to have to definitely finish our work this weekend. They missed some shots last time we played them, but we'll also look at stoppage as well, where they're very strong in around that area. So the last thing we want to do is be pinned in our back half.
Your away record has been a conversation this season. How do you overcome that this week in a game that you really need to win to get that finals?
Well, we're probably going to have to get a win for the noise to go away. That's the goal, is go over there and get a win. I don't think anyone's beaten them there this year, but I guess it has to start at some point, doesn't it?
Michael Annie looked quite dominant last time you guys played, but obviously Cameron kicked 4. Are you going to use Michael Annie on Cameron again?
Well, at the moment, yeah, he'd definitely be in the conversation. Things changed, things depending on who's getting hot in a game. We know how dangerous Charlie is. He's a fantastic player. So when you know these guys inside out, we've got players that played with him and know a lot of his strengths and things that you've got to look out for. So we've done a little bit of work on that this week. That doesn't mean you can stop him, but yeah, Max will be in the conversation.
You obviously had Butts as well and Hipwood, and so I guess are you going to use Borlace on him now?
Trying to get all our inside ones here. Well, we've got Keane and Borlace they'll play again, the guys. I mean, Keeney's now put 2 together, shown that he can play the level, and we're really excited about where he's at. He's only going to get better. With a good off-season, he'll come back even fitter and stronger. And Borlace came in and was fantastic. What a debut. And so we'd love to see him obviously back that up again this week. It's a great opportunity for him coming into the last 3 rounds of the year.
Convince you to give him up your deal next year, the club?
Oh, look, if we had, we'd love to keep him here. And you probably ask questions about other players as well. We'd love to have like 65 players on our list, but list management it's delicate. It's it's not as easy as saying, yep, we want this player, we want that player. We keep all our guys. That's what we pride ourselves on, the culture we're building. The issue becomes the draft, and we've got to make changes, and we have to bring guys in from that draft. And with that, even Cat B players, they can only be on the Cat B list for a certain amount of time. Then we've got to put them on the main list. So there's challenges with that. But James basically said on the weekend, hey, I want to be here, and we'd love to have him here.
This big picture, Matthew, have you addressed the ladder logjam, or do you have to raise that with your players, or?
Yeah, I don't really have to talk about it too much with them. We've got KPIs we've looked at all year, and we're sitting in a spot where we've still got to do a bit more work to get what we're after. It aligns with the ladder, and we'll just keep working to those KPIs. It's the way we play our footy. We'll get what we're after. We'll get the results if we continue to play that way, and we've done it. The last couple of weeks been very strong in that space. So that's where our focus is at the moment. We don't necessarily look at the ladder at all. I'd be lying though if I said I haven't done the AFL predictor on the website. I don't like to lie, you know that.
Turned out for you?
Well, my issue is I pick us to win every week. I'm one of those supporters that loves it. Like, I just put in a win, so it works out well if we win every game. But we know that that's not as easy as it looks.
Willing to share what some of those KPIs are? Or?
Oh no, they're in-house. Just simple KPIs around how we play. It's just process, really.
Spoke about how no one's beating Brisbane at home. Why do you think you guys can be the first ones to do that this week?
Well, I think it's always time. There's always going to be a time where it happens. We're in good form. We're really confident. We're playing great footy. We're batting deep into our list at the moment. We know the challenge comes with that, some consistency. But as I mentioned before, I'm so pleased to see the guys that have come in for their first, second, third games. They're still playing great footy. We've just got to believe in ourselves and go over there and know we can do it. We've beaten them earlier in the year. We know it's going to be a much tougher game than what that game was, but we'll go with some confidence.
Day out there today as well. How nice is it to have him back amongst the group?
Yeah, good to see Tommy. I mean, he's been back amongst the group a fair bit. Not so much on the track where you guys get to see it, but he's been around working with a lot of these younger guys that are now getting an opportunity, and that's the leadership that that Tom's brought now for years, ever since I've been at the footy club.